Madam Chair, yes, we're ready. We have a quorum that's present. And we have Ms. Colburn is virtual. And it's 9 o'clock.
All right, I'd like to call our meeting to order, please. Our first agenda item here is the approval of the minutes from May 11th. We have a motion and a second to approve.
You could take the roll call just to make sure he's present.
Oh, I didn't see that on here.
Oh,
Where am I?
so the chair orders is not present. Ms. Johnson is present. Deputy Vice Chair Colburn is, I believe, virtual. Ms. Colburn, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And Commissioner Furr is not present, I don't believe. Rich Walker, Municipal Representative, present. And we have Iron Jaffe is present, I believe. Yes. And at large, Joy Cooper. For the record, official record, please. Present. So we do have a quorum. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we'll go back to approval of the minutes. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Minutes pass. Approval of the agenda. Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Absolutely. You do it verbal. You're good. Public comments. Rebecca, has anybody put in for public comment? Okay. All right, so we'll move on to our first action item, a motion to approve task work order number 10 between the Broward Metropolitan Planning Organization and Kettleson and Associates, Inc. for technical support mobility team in an amount not to exceed $99,934.21. There's no presentation for this, but if any of you have questions for staff, they would be happy to answer it for you.
Sure.
Turn your mic on, please. Not on off of your computer screen.
No, you can do it from there too. Since the beginning.
The duration of this work order task, how long is the duration? Is it?
Well, that's a great question. James. That's a very good question.
It might be in the backup, but
It probably is in the contract. James, do you know how long it is? I can put it on the record.
Yeah, yeah, we have it through the fiscal year.
Will be done in the next three. James Cormer, Broward, MPO. The write-up has it going through the end of the next fiscal year, June 30th, 2024. We expect the work to be done in the next 3 to 6 months, but we wanted to leave that cushion.
And I want to add to that because this is, we have not been successful in finding an employee for the position, for a vacant position. So this is actually providing staff support. I know for all of you who are running cities, you know that it's, so if you know somebody, thank you.
thank you.
Good morning, everybody. And I apologize. They're tasked with working directly with like the complete streets and everything with the county technical board. Is that the process?
Yes.
Okay, so not with busing or.
No, this is not a transit position.
Okay, because I have a question in regards to that, but go ahead.
Okay.
So I just wanted to.
I think at the MPO board meeting, I'm sorry, Madam Chair. At the MPO board meeting, we'll end up having somebody here from VCT and maybe can have a sidebar conversation.
Well, I wanted to have.
Oh, in front of everybody? Okay.
No, with us.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Is there any other questions?
No, I'll move the item for you, Madam Chair.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Hold on, Alan would like to read this, Madam Chair.
Pardon me?
We're taking Alan's job, so he usually reads that.
I'll read the title for you so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Motion to approve an expenditure for the Don't Risk It Rail Safety Educational Campaign.
All right, and that also no presentation.
You'll see the video presentation at the full board meeting, and this is a combined effort with the cities along the FEC corridor, along with the Broward MPO, Florida Department of Transportation and Tri-Rail, to actually encourage rail safety. And video's actually gotten traction nationally. So pretty good for us. And, you
Are we charging them royalties?
know, we should race. So that's what
Our meeting that we had in Pompano was on television and everything. I have people texting me, "You're on TV," the back of my head, whatever. I said, that's because I'm lower in the pecking order. I only
Oh,
get that. All right, so do we have a motion to approve?
So moved, Madam Chair.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. All right, discussion items, legislative update. We are not going to have that now because we're going to do it at the regular meeting. And then discussion of the June 8th, 2023 MPO agenda items.
as you know, this is a robust agenda for June. So it's just a matter of making sure that everything, we have time to get everything in. So if you can encourage your colleagues to stay through the entire portion, that would be great.
All right. Thank you. And discussion of draft July 13th, 2023 MPO agenda items and future agendas.
So the January 13th meeting is actually significant for us since it's the new start of the budget year. July, sorry, July 13th.
I said June 13th.
The year's like flying past. So it's a brand new fiscal year for us, but you'll also note that our budget has massively changed as well from the beginning of the year, where we've added a bunch of new grants to our budget lines. So we'll be having that conversation. It's really hard to believe how much success we've had in Washington, and I think that's due to having great staff and great advocates in DC. So that's all I'm going to say for the July meeting, but I'm looking forward to actually telling you the state of where we are and where we're headed.
Non-agenda. Good morning again. First of all, I apologize for my absences because of travel, but I did have an opportunity last evening to hear the presentation from Broward County Transit in reference to Primo. And obviously sitting on the board, I could share with my colleagues because there wasn't like a tremendous amount of projects. I mean, actually zero focused on that presentation for Hallandale, but working on the MPO, understanding that actually those were many projects that we worked on for years and years and years. During that discussion, because I'm put my mayor's hat on is, and I'm sorry I wasn't here to ask this question, but I have a concern. It's one thing that we have all these new tax dollars and the penny tax, and we're moving forward with plans that we've talked about for 20 years. However, we have an existing transit routes throughout our community. And the glaring thing that was missing was piggybacking on the existing routes to expand or reduce headways and expand service. There's a good example. There's a bus, I think it's, I'm gonna forget the number, I'm sorry. There's 28 or 58. It stops running at like 10 o'clock on the weekends. It just doesn't permit service. And I have to realize a city like ours, we're right near Brightmont. We're also right near Aventura Mall. That mall doesn't close. They have all kinds of restaurants now, obviously city with 2 power mutuals. So there's not, the service is gone after that hour, especially on the weekends. So I don't know if that question was raised or TAC spoke to them about this at all. But again, I wanted to have the discussion here because I know how hard people are working. Certainly I didn't go after people in the days, but I think it behooves us. And I think ironically, those expansions would be so valuable for the taxpayers of our cities to see real results really quickly while they're trying to do the logistics for all these other programs that are not even going to be seen for another 2.5 years. So I just wanted to go on the record for that and see if our TAC or any of the other technical advisory boards, or if that's something, and I can't be here in July, I take off again, but I will be here I will be there on Zoom next month. But I think as an MPO in mutual cities that may have the same circumstance, not to go after the Fort Lauderdales or go after the Oakland Parks, because I think there are individuals there that economically need the bus. Contrary, so I like the plan. I mean, university needs buses too, but not everybody's going to get out the car there. So I'm a little long-winded, but I wanted to explain, and I'm kind of late to the party on it, and I apologize.
It's,
So I apologize.
nothing to apologize for, Mayor. Basically, our partnerships with BCT and Broward County government, are strengthening. And, we're going to be working with them. You're actually going to be receiving a presentation on the Primo plan again, and we'll let them know that they're going to ask this question. No, actually at the Affordable Housing Committee next Thursday.
And-
So you'll be able to, hopefully you're not going to be there. All right.
I'm
So,
sorry, just for the record,
yeah.
I love serving. My family needs have been crazy because of actually health issues and they're all over the country. So
Well,
sorry.
Godspeed with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're daughters. Thank you.
We'll actually, the July meeting, we have the FEC folks, we're having a presentation on Broward commuter rail at the July board meeting. In September, what I can do is I'll talk to the transportation director, Corey Cuff, and see if she can come in with her team and present on Broward County's existing transit system. Because the thing that, you guys have been able to see transportation for, and particularly you and I have been together for a while. 10 weeks. Right. But, the bigger picture is that there's all these layers with the transportation fund, and it's sometimes hard to do that. And I think she was, her intent was just, hey, this is what we're doing with the penny, but didn't necessarily show what was going on underneath with all the transit routes and the new services and the extended service hours and things. And so I think she'd be happy to come in and have a presentation with us. So we'll aim for September. Is that okay?
And one other question.
That one thing.
Yeah, let me just ask an action, because this wouldn't be for the board. I think, and should we encourage a resolution for that through the city?
Sure, actually, through the city, and you guys can actually do one real quick now to directing me to ask them to come, and
Okay,
present.
not even to come, but actually to try to look.
Yeah, look at hours and service.
I'll make a motion to do that. You want? Do you need a motion or a direction?
Just tell you one thing before we do the motion, is that this isn't going to help the people that are at the mall or at the mutual track, but the workers there.
Exactly.
The Tops, but Tops has a program that if you work between 11 and 6, I think, when the buses aren't running, that you can get transportation home from your job. Or if you have to get to your job in the middle of the night there. So the workers can actually use Tops to get to and from work.
Thank you.
But it doesn't, it won't help the
Business.
visitors,
Oh.
the fun people.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Can I make a quick discussion on that too?
I'm
I just-
not the chair.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I just want to follow up on that in terms of not necessarily infrastructure, but the scheduling of the infrastructure, especially to locations that are 24-hour and 7 operations, like Cleveland Clinic in Weston or the Miami-Dade Airport for train. Those operations run 24/7. Maybe we could revisit those schedules on the Saturday and Sundays when they do have reduced schedules. But we know those locations operate 24/7 with workers trying to get there. And I have seen people at, I think it's station bus route 13 in Weston. I have seen people on Saturday and Sunday waiting for a while because it's a reduced schedule. And like at the airport, obviously, when people take the metro down, it's a reduced schedule, but the flights are still, the airport's still going. Thank you, Chair.
I'll make a motion to direct our executive director to bring in BCT to review the schedules and have a discussion with the MPO.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Yeah, very good. Brought that up.
Thank you.
Anyone else with a non-agenda? I guess we're done then. So I guess motion to adjourn, next meeting for us, July 13th.
And I'll be on.
Thank you.
Good.